Everybody, welcome to the after show. This is after the show. It's like in the title, but we just chop it up a little bit more. Things we couldn't quite get to into the show. We bring it over here. It's exclusive content for YouTube. If you're watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and leave a comment. We're giving out $100 to one person once we hit 100 subscribers. Tell your friends to tell a friend, come over. We have a good time over here, and we definitely share unpoppin' opinions. And, oh yeah, modeled by the handsome T-Storm is the unpopping neck gator. Unpoppin' neck gator. Sign up, leave a comment, let us know that you want one, and inbox us where you want us to send it, and we'll send it to you. Neck gators are free. Shipping is $109. I'm kidding. Shipping is free also.
Right. So. And for those that are about that life,
but yeah,
for those who are about that life, please don't commit crimes in these. But if you do, send us the news footage.
So there are a couple of things I wanted to get into, man. First, let's start heavy and work into light.
Okay.
The father and son who were charged with the murder of Mr. Ahmaud Arbery here in Georgia, Mr. Gregory and Travis McMichael. They were denied bond, and the gentleman who recorded the event was also denied bond.
Yeah. They did not.
That makes me very happy.
They didn't deserve to get bond. Neither one, neither of them. You know what I mean? Honestly, they should just get comfortable in jail. Just kick your heels up, get comfortable. We'll have our friend Latanya Morris send you some V-gel for prison. Because
you're gonna need some asshole tightening.
Yeah, you might want to tighten. You might want to tighten your grip during your stay in prison. So.
Now, the thing about that story that I like even more than the fact that they were denied bail, right? Because I think it would have just been a travesty of justice if they were just released to go home and relax until this goes to trial. But the thing that I like the most is that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations is investigating the which county is it? The Glenn County attorney's office and all, the justice system in Glenn County for how they handled it from the beginning. These dudes ran him down and murdered him and just went home.
Right. Made up whatever story they wanted to make up.
And it wasn't until the GBI got involved until these guys were charged. And, they're like, okay, wait, what? You didn't charge them. This is obvious. You should have done something here.
That pale woman
seems as if
what is she? What, I'm talking about the pale white woman that was ended up being over the case that decided not to charge him and passed on charging him. She needs to be fired and possibly charged herself. Obstruction of justice. Like it's crazy that they were able to get away with it for so long. It's crazy. And they filmed the crime. What else needs to happen?
Right. They could, if they felt like he was doing something wrong, they could have very easily picked up the phone and called the police.
And whatever, he didn't deserve to die at all. Even if he was, even if he was committing some sort of crime, it didn't warrant it didn't warrant him being murdered or a death sentence.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Death
Like
penalty. Right.
Right. It's the crazy. And then you're not even of any, you're not cops. I'm sorry.
So that's the sticky wicket. The father, Gregory, he was a cop.
Used to be.
In that county.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's why they were able to just go home and people were recusing themselves and not pressing charges because he was so plugged in. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigations is like, nah, bro, you can't roll like that. So
yeah.
It seems as if the idea of justice is slowly starting to make its way in. And that is encouraging for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll take slow justice over no justice.
Hell yeah. Pfizer, the news is out. Pfizer has developed a COVID vaccine that in tests, it's more than 90% effective. I think the big news here is that the sample group, the test group, was over 40,000 people. That is a huge sample group.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it was over 40,000 people and something like 90 people actually contracted the virus. So,
okay.
Nothing's 100%. It's delivered in 2 doses. And it takes like 28 days for it to take effect. So even when you get the vaccine, people, that don't mean you can go start raw dogging COVID chicks because they've been using the V-Doctor stuff. So
right. You still need that hazmat suit.
Still use glory holes.
And the glory hole, exactly. Yeah, man. You know what I found very, very interesting about that story is that 45 or our racist baby president got on the news to announce this tremendous news about a vaccine, and he said, yeah, he said we're gonna send it to everywhere but New York because your governor is not going to give it to you. So that Governor Cuomo in New York has said that they don't trust the vaccine coming from 45. Who would? It was political and they rushed it, and to make sure people don't get sick, they want to test it themselves. Basically, that's all Cuomo said. But I just thought it was hilarious for him to go, yeah, all right, everybody get it except for you. You've been mean to me.
What I want people to understand is that we hate Trump. We hate how Trump handled the COVID crisis, and rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
But Trump is not in the lab making the vaccine. I just want to...
no, right? But he has influence over those who are making it and have been asserting that influence to rush through the process. That's what the concern was.
How do I say this? Put on my tap dance shoes. I don't think it's anything wrong with rushing the development of a vaccine in the midst of a pandemic. Now, if in the process of rushing it, that means we cut corners, skip steps, don't do the proper testing, then that is a problem. A company like Pfizer, and I can't remember the other company that was working on it.
Johnson & Johnson, I think it was.
They would go to prison and be bankrupt and defunct if they rush through the process, skip steps, and people by the millions died from this drug. So their own need for self-preservation is going to keep them walking the line proper.
Listen,
fuck
man.
Trump, right? Like they're like, yeah, okay, but we not finna go to jail for you.
Yeah, I get all that, but I saw I Am Legend. And so in my mind, things could go horribly wrong and we have a bunch of, day walking, vampires as, developed because of this vaccine. If you've seen I Am Legend, you get the reference. He's not, I mean, just come on now. The entire White House has COVID. You gonna really trust the dude to like, oh yeah, we're making a vaccine. It's gonna be great. The entire White House.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all, but I do trust Pfizer.
Yes, more than him. But again, if he's been rushing the process and cutting the corners and allowing people to cut corners, for a company to, I think money talks. If they're like, the government's like, yeah, we're going to give you this money for this, just hurry up and through. I mean, you can't trust corruption. It's possible.
Well, it depends on how you look at the money, though. Because I agree, money talks, but it's how do you look at the money? Is it, because let's see, I can't remember the dollar amount, $2 billion. The Operation Warp Speed is putting $2 billion in to deliver 100 million doses of the vaccine. So I don't know how much of that Pfizer takes in profit, but if you're looking at it in the sprint and they're like, ooh, let's just say they take 50% of that in profit. It's like, ooh, we can take $1 billion in profit. Cutting corners, it could go horribly wrong. You lose 30 billion and probably get shut down from all of the lawsuits and the fact that people die. But if you look at the marathon money, it's like, yeah, we'll rush it in the sense that we'll stop working on the other drugs that we were developing and just focus on this. But no, we're not going to cut corners. We get that 50% of that $2 billion. We get that 100 billion. Plus, we still get long-term money. So I don't think they're going to do something that's against their own self-interest.
I would hope not.
Because Trump wants to grandstand.
I also don't think there's anything wrong with being extra precautious.
Oh, I'm right there with you because I'm not going to be the first in line. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Because if that comes up, okay, it's available now. Here, take this. I'm like, nah, I ain't taking that.
Not yet.
No. I saw I Am Legend. I'm not fucking with it. You're going to turn me into a zombie or some shit. Like allergic to light. And I like daytime.
Speaking of I Am Legend,
okay.
Mr. Will Smith.
Yeah.
His wife is talking again. Ugh. She's now the new Terry Crews. We need a What Did Jada Say Now segment.
Oh, Lord, no, don't say it ain't so. All right, what did Jada do now?
Jada, she's come out and said she's not worried about being not liked. Obviously, she got a lot of criticism this year for her entanglement and all of that stuff. She says, quote, "I never worry about being liked because it's a trick bag. That is the space of manipulation. If you need somebody to like you, it'll be too difficult for someone to act from an authentic place." Look, all that's true. It's wonderful. It sounds very kumbaya and flower power. But lady, I mean, come on. Why are you covering your mouth?
No, I'm not going to do it.
You have to do it. Now you have to do it.
I'll tell you what a trick bag is. The bag that she took on vacation. Oh, boy. The trick bag is the overnight bag that she went with August with. I'm sorry. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's a trick bag. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Is that the money she paid to get August to trick?
Right, the trick bag. She carried her. Nope. I like Mr. Will Smith too much. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Look, I think the world was ready to forgive her, right? But I think the more she talks about it, the more Willow talks about it, the more everybody talk about it. It's like, shut up already. You got away with it. Shut up.
And it very well may have been payback. You know what I mean? Let's be real about it. It very well may have been, payback to some indiscretions that Will Smith had did. So who knows? Listen, that's state business. But yeah, I agree. Stop talking. Take notes from dudes. You know what I'm saying? Take a note from a dude. I apologize. I'm stop talking about it now. I ain't gonna ever bring it up no more. I'm not gonna ever say nothing else about it.
You sure, baby? I'm sorry I fucked that bitch.
Done. We ain't never gonna talk about it. Never mention it again.
You
never
just
happened.
Sit back, you wait for the tongue lashing, and you wait for her to love you again. Fuck it. Right?
But you don't need any more ammunition to get that heat back on you again. Nothing. You don't even want to. You don't even want to wear the same outfit that you had on when you were seen with the others. Everything gets stuck. Yeah. Anywho.
She keep talking.
Tell me about the situation with Pam Long from Total.
Okay. So it's a well of information. So when all right. So Pam came out and I'll link the video because I went and actually found the video, but I'll read it here. Pam Long, formerly of Total, came out last week and had the following statement. I come before you today with deep regrets concerning a statement that I'm about to make. On October the 20th, 2019, from my show Pam's World, I made a comment about my ex-husband, Jamie Long. And that comment was that he forces himself on women. And right after that, I said, quote, "Do you remember that night?" Basically, I was telling the world that my ex-husband forced himself on me sexually. And that was a lie. Jamie, I'm sorry for what it is that I've said about you. I'm sorry for the shame that I brought to your name, to your family, to you, your wife, your mom, your sister, and those who love you. Also to my family, church family, to my friends, to those who love me, who had no idea that this was a lie that I said concerning Jamie. I ask that you forgive me as well. Jamie, I'm sorry, and I know sorry doesn't make up for what I have said, but I ask that you will find it in your heart to forgive me for what I have done to you and your family. So here's how all of that came about, right? Because I got curious. Outside of the fact of just my sheer outrage that she would do something like that, right? It begged the question, why is she now coming out and saying this? Now, I never found an answer for why. And a lot of the people in the comments of that video said, oh, she's being forced to make that statement, right? Which I'm like, God damn, you can't even accept that the woman is like, said she lied and she's apologizing for it. It's always got to be the dude's fault, no matter what he's guilty. But either way, I was like, okay, I couldn't figure out why she came out and said it, but I did want to figure out when she said it and where she said it. So I started looking for that October 20th show. I could not find it, but here's what I did find. I found out about his wife, Centoya Brown Long, his new wife.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you remember Centoya Brown.
The name sounds familiar.
Back in I want to say like 2006, maybe further back than that. I don't remember the exact date. She was a 16-year-old girl who shot and killed a man, shot him in the back of the head, was convicted, sentenced to 51 years, life sentence plus 5 or something like that. She wouldn't be eligible for parole for 51 years. The case had a lot of controversy surrounding it because she was, by her assertion and by the evidence, being sex trafficked.
Okay.
She was 16 years old.
Right. I remember the story.
Met this 43-year-old guy that she shot. Met him. He, based on what I read, some of that was court records. He propositioned her for sex, took her back to his place. He was like a youth pastor and all of this stuff, but he took her back to his place. She said she felt threatened. He had guns. She just wanted to leave. She didn't feel like she could leave. She shot him. She stole some money out of his wallet, took his guns, and left. Now, not going to debate whether she murdered them in cold blood or whether it was self-defense. It's been tried. She was found guilty. We can go back and dig through that ad nauseum. And trust me, I did. And I could make an argument either way, actually, based on the information that I found. But the interesting part here, I think, is she was indeed being sex trafficked, right? There is no teenage prostitute.
Right.
It doesn't exist, right? So she's in prison. He is out. Jamie Long. Now, if you don't know who Jamie Long is, he was in the group Pretty Ricky.
Okay.
He had some independent albums and things that he put out. It charted a little bit. Pretty Ricky lost a member. He joined the group Pretty Ricky. They toured. He left the music industry. He got into medical equipment supplies or something in Texas and became very wealthy.
Okay.
But at the time, he said he was writing a song. He saw the documentary about her, and God put it on his heart to write her a letter. He wrote her a letter. They wound up connecting. They eventually got married, I think, while she was still in prison. Mm-hmm. And the governor, Rihanna, I think, found out about her case several years later, tweeted about it.
There was
Kim Kardashian jumped on, T.I. jumped on, everybody jumped on. It became a big thing, which eventually led to her case being looked at again. And she was given clemency. They said, you served 15 years. Okay, get out. You can get out. I mean, it wasn't that clean. It was some other shit she had to do, but she was released and started, her life with her husband. Pam.
They were married. She was married to him in prison?
I think they got married while she was in prison.
Okay. That always sounds weird to me. Like how do you date someone that's in prison? But whatever.
You know what, dude? I was thinking that same thing. But when I listened to them tell their story, it felt like y'all were meant for each other.
Okay.
Right. Like I can't, and I'm not rainbows and butterflies and puppies. I'm not that guy. But when I heard them telling their story, that's all I could come up with was y'all were meant for each other, man. This was meant to be. I don't know what else to say. It's like that was God's intervention in both of your lives. And they did an interview with the Breakfast Club last year, and they talked about it. And I'll put that down in the description so you can check it out for yourself. It's about an hour. It's really interesting. But Pam, how does she get involved? Well, she took it upon herself to warn Centoya about Mr. Long. He preys on women, and he's this and he's that, and he's a manipulator, and he's a horrible person, and just, girl, be careful.
Wow.
Right? She inserted herself into their lives. And it was at the time where Centoya and her husband were doing a book tour for Centoya's book. Okay. Which felt very opportunistic on Pam's part to kind of attach herself to grow her own brand. So I don't know why she would tell that lie that her ex-husband sexually assaulted her. I don't like, It
That's,
blows my mind. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, two frames of thought come to mind. It could be, who knows what the circumstances was for them to split up in the first place, and maybe she's upset that he's moved on with his life, and who knows what was going on in her life at the time, or something really did happen. She spoke on it or exaggerated it, and all this comes, it's one of those things you never know. But she says she's recanted. We have to just take it on face value that she's saying it never happened. It's unfortunate. It's there will always still be a stain on his reputation, though, because, like I said, that frame of thought that maybe something actually did happen, and now she's being threatened to recant her story, and this is the outcome of it, or you really just never know now. It's a horrible thing. But yeah, that does seem kind of odd that she would insert herself into their situation, especially at the time when she was, trying to promote something positive, I'm talking about Santoya was in the midst of promoting her book or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Can I be honest and say, I don't remember which one was Pam.
And then to take it to the next level and lie.
Yeah. And I can be honest, I was a fan of the music of Total. I can't remember which one was Pam.
The lead.
She was the lead.
Skinny, short hair one who did lead.
Okay. I'll leave it there. I'm not going to. Nope. Nope.
Just nope, T. Just nope.
Nope. Trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying. But oh my goodness, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Okay, well, good for her that she it ate at her conscience, or maybe there was a lawsuit threatened. That she came clean. In either case, good for her. Hopefully that turns over some good karma for her.
Yeah. That gentlemen, it can and does happen. Women, it can and does happen. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. Because one of my favorite sayings, you can't put that genie back in the bottle.
Right.
Once it's out there, it's out there. That's Pam on the far right.
Who's on the far left? Because that's they twin?
Kima.
Is it just me, or they favor? They look like they could be sisters.
In that picture, yeah. Kima's her face does look very different than Pam's, but I mean, they've obviously photoshopped the hell out of these pictures. So when you do that and you don't do it right, you remove a lot of natural features. So people just kind of start looking like blobs.
Okay, so from what I remember of Total, I was a fan of their music. Pam, who sang lead, I don't know if it was a rumor or it was just an impression that I got for some reason. Didn't seem like she was into dudes.
That was the rumor at the time. I don't know how true it is, but she obviously married and had a husband and all of that stuff. So that story was upsetting. It upsets me when I hear about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Random story. I'll share this and I'll try my best to be nice about it. I'll be nice about it. There was I don't have the story in front of me, so I can't give all the details, but I just thought it was interesting. You familiar with Cory Booker? He's a senator from New Jersey. Cory Booker did some sort of DNA search and found that he is related to RuPaul.
You're kidding.
No. He and RuPaul are actually relatives, are cousins. I don't know how far down the road, but they're actually cousins. See, I'm see that same shit pops into my head, and I'm trying not to say, audience, people, we like Cory Booker. We like that he got reelected. He's going back to the Senate. I like Cory Booker, and he is also dating, what's the sister, the actress, oh my God, help me out. You know who he's dating. But she came out and said that she was bi, and they have some sort of, a very genuine relationship.
Rosario Dawson. Oh.
He's dating Rosario Dawson, who has said that she's also into women.
Do you know? And women are also into her?
Hey, listen.
Do you know what I would do to be able to spend time with Rosario Dawson? I just love her, right? Like, she is, if I had to make a list of like top 5 women that you think are just fucking amazing, she's like number 1. Yeah. I just love her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Rosario's though, like I said, she came out, you know what I mean? We're just waiting for Cory Booker to do the same thing. Anyway, moving on.
Apparently it runs in the family.
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh, here's a picture of the happy family. Oh,
I just sprayed my damn sorrel on my computer.
There we go. There's a picture of the happy family.
There they go. And now you look at it. You know what's funny? You know what's,
you can kind of see
the resemblance a little bit. You know what's interesting about RuPaul? He looks like he's supposed to be in drag. Like, you see him dressed like this now. I'm missing something. It's like, you see, it feels like something's missing. Like
like his regular self doesn't look right. It's like, dude, put the drag back on. That's how we know you.
Right, and even when he wants to, I don't want to say butch up or whatever case, but if you just be, his cisgender, dressed, he looks, he's supposed to have a dress on. I don't know what it is. But
I never met RuPaul. I've never met him, but I hear that he's a really nice, fun guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He came up, he was in New York during the serious party days. He told stories about being a cross-dresser in New York City and all the parties that he was a part of and different things. That was like, that's a whole nother lifestyle that we'll never know about. So.
You got that right.
You know what I mean?
I think, isn't he from Georgia?
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
Nah, he was born in San Diego. Or, no, it says origin, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, from the A. Okay. All right.
Early life. He's born in San Diego. No. 70% African, 30% European.
Well, we all have that.
At 15, he moved to Atlanta with his sister.
Okay. Yeah, man. Okay, I'm trying to. I don't think I need to get into
roll through some birthdays, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I need to get into any more trouble today. Send a big happy birthday to our homie Lil Fate. RB, happy birthday, my brother. Birthday just passed this last week. He's celebrating. He put a new joint out. For those who know or don't know, RB, Lil Fate, I should say, is one of the founding members of Disturbing the Peace. If you go back and find some of the earlier recordings of Ludacris, you'll find him and I-20 along with Ludacris on some records and throughout his first album, Ludacris' first album. And just want to wish my brother a happy birthday. Salute, bro.
Dope. Didn't you do some work for him?
Yeah. I was lightweight, kind of not even lightweight. I was doing A&R for him, trying to get a project off the ground.
Okay.
One of the last DTP compilations, if I remember correctly, I picked the record for it because Arbery Fate was not particularly impressed at the time to submit any music for that compilation for that album. I'm like, Fate, you got to do it, man. Don't not do the record, man. Do the record. And I had his hard drive, and I went through some joints and found some records that were pretty dope. I was like, yo, give him this one, give him this one, give him this one. And I think all the ones that I picked for him, they ended up on that Disturbing the Peace album. There was a record with oh shoot, what was it called? So there was Table Dance he did with Bobby V. They recorded that, but what's the cat? They had the record. Throw some D's on them. I can't remember his name. Let me search that real quick. In any case, he was on one of those records.
Rich Boy.
Rich Boy, thank you. Before anybody heard of Rich Boy, he was featured on Disturbing the Peace album with Lil Fate and who was the girl who was on it? There was a girl on the record from 3-6.
Not Shanta.
No, from 666 Mafia.
What is that girl's name? One of my ex-girlfriends just loved her. Gangsta Boo.
Gangsta Boo, that record. Gangsta Boo. There was a record together. So I'm uncredited, but I did pick that record to go on that album. One of the records I did.
Speaking of uncredited, I am uncredited on the Rhythm and Quad album.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, wow. No, I didn't know that. So, okay.
I think I was telling somebody about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and found it, and boy, is it hard to find.
Yeah. yeah.
When I went and found it, and I don't think I was listed in the credits, because they weren't believing me. I'm like, motherfucker, that's my voice. Right? Like, I'm not making this up.
Oh, man. No, well, I'm looking through.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. See, there was that. I remember the session when we recorded that.
Me too.
At what studio was that? That was oh shit.
I don't remember the studio, but it was me, you, and Dada.
Yeah. But no, good. Where is Dada? We gotta find that brother. Where is Dada?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Rabbit hole.
I completely lost touch with that cat, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we roll through all of the birthdays, I want to say rest in peace to Alex Trebek, man. Yeah. Alex Trebek, he lost his battle with pancreatic cancer last week. he went down fighting and he's throwing punches and the host in Jeopardy all the way up to the end, man. So that's, sorry to see him go. Always a positive person, a unique figure in pop culture. Yeah. I feel sorry for whoever has to try to fill his shoes on that show.
Oh, man. Yeah. And who didn't grow up watching Jeopardy? You know what I mean? Like, you're from your mom to your grandmother to your uncles or whoever had it on the television at 7 o'clock after the news. No matter where you were, everyone has has that, that experience of having Jeopardy on, sitting there watching it. Even to present, my wife watched it religiously so much that my son, my 4-year-old, was like, "Hey, turn Jeopardy on." You know what I mean? He knows when it comes on. Is very familiar with it. It's kind of bittersweet to still see him on the show now. You know what I mean? Because he recorded so many episodes. Yeah, ahead. I think one of the executive producers made an announcement at the Monday after the weekend when he passed, saying that Alex had recorded so many shows or whatever the case ahead of time. So, and paid tribute for him. But yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Trebek.
Yeah. Peppa from Salt and Pepper had a birthday last week. She turned 53.
Adele Pepper.
Mr. Ex-Mr. Jessica Simpson, now Mr. Vanessa Manillo, Nick Lachey. Okay. Turned 47. That brother ain't doing so bad in the wife department. I mean, he's marrying tens. God bless him. Yeah. Cisco from Drew Hill turned 42. French Montana, 36. I was never into French Montana. I mean, I know the name, but I can't say I've heard a single song from him.
What? Okay. Yeah, we have to go down that rabbit hole at some point. We won't do it today. But yeah, French got some joints. And as far as I know, he's still signed with Bad Boy.
Who else is still signed with Bad Boy?
That's a good question. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch of folks. Let me see if I can find. You know French Montana. I'll play one joint. You absolutely know. I got a new phone, by the way, and this is not it. I'm using my old phone right now, so the connection is a little slow. But here's French Montana record that you absolutely know. That's Shot Caller.
But I like that record.
He got some hits. French got some hits.
So look, I'm sorry. We're in the Bad Boy rabbit hole now.
Okay.
Current acts, they have listed Puff Daddy or Diddy or P. Diddy or Puffy or Puff.
Or Love.
What's the other? Diddy Dirty Money? Is that what them? Janelle Monáe.
That's right.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
French Montana.
Right.
Has Bow Wow listed as a management deal only. And Quincy.
That's the son. Yeah. King, okay. King, what's his name? King
He
Just?
was in, okay. Now, former acts. Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, Faith Evans, Total, 112, Mace, Mario Winans, The Lox, Black Rob, Asim, Megan Nicole, Jordan McCoy, Carl Thomas, Shine Dream, G-Dep, Loon, the band Fuzz Bubble. I didn't know 8 Ball and MJG were signed to Bad Boy.
Yes. Yeah, that one album they put out with them. There was two hot joints that came off of the Bad Boy record. You know the record too, though. Oh shoot, it's like one of my favorite joints. It's times like this I wish I had plugged up my music hard drive so I could just pull something up.
Just pull it. Boys in the Hood, Sherry Dennis, Kalina Harper, New Edition, Red Cafe, B5, Young Jock, Dirty Money, who is Diddy, Gorilla Zoe, Danity Kane, King Los, Day 26, Elephant Man, Donnie Clang, Foxy Brown. What is this? Is Casey and Three The.
I don't know.
Talk about going from having a healthy ass roster to not having a healthy ass roster.
I mean, I think the music industry is very different right now. In that you don't necessarily need a heavyweight label behind you anymore. You just need to be able to.
You do not.
You need to be able to promote yourself. You used to need the label to, for distribution. For distribution or whatever. But these days, if you're able to, you can get your product in the stores. But you just need to be able to promote it. You Don't Want Drama. That was the name of the record that they did on Bad. Oh, that you don't want drama. You don't. Whoa. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that record.
Okay.
All right. Warren G turned 50.
Y'all.
Eve turned 42. I thought Eve was older.
Okay. I see she's in the UK
Diplo
right now.
Turned 42. Sinbad had a birthday.
Right.
Say again.
I'll say Eve is out in the UK right now. She's living out in the UK with her husband.
Yeah, she said, "Fuck the States, I'm out."
And then she left the talk. Also. Yeah,
really?
She announced that she was leaving, that she wasn't, She's like, it pains me to do it, but I'm gonna have to go. They had a big screen, like the rest of the cast, the hosts are in studio, and they had a big screen, like a 6-foot screen sitting on stage with her in a chair that looked like the rest of the set. But she wasn't physically there. She was doing it remote from the UK, from Europe.
Did she say why she was leaving?
She did. I don't remember the particular reason. But like, I ain't coming back there, basically. I'm gonna ride out here in the UK. Nope.
Yeah, all right.
I ain't coming back to that office. Y'all still got COVID.
Yeah, I don't need the money.
COVID too high in the States. I'm gonna stay high. I'm gonna see how this pan out in Europe. And I
ain't mad at her.
Right.
Sinbad turned 64. Tracy Morgan turned 52. Which we haven't heard anything new about his divorce. It was like, they're getting divorced, and then nothing.
I mean, yeah. I don't, it's probably not as ugly, or maybe it is. They just keeping it quiet. But yeah. There's nothing more ugly than Dr. Dre and his wife Nicole, soon to be ex-wife. That's
a mess.
Weekly drama. Like they should gotta write a show about that.
Demi Moore turned 58.
Demi.
I'm curious. Because Demi used to be hot.
I think she still
Wondering what
looks.
58 Demi Moore 58-year-old Demi Moore looks
I
like.
think she's still okay. I mean, it's not 20-year-old Demi Moore, but she still looks good.
Well.
Oh boy.
That's 58-year-old Demi Moore.
She doesn't appear like she's had a lot of work done, or maybe she has and it just doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like she's had work done. It looks like she's just gonna age gracefully. It is what it is.
Right.
All right. I'll stop objectifying.
That's what it
I'm
is.
just
Like, we
looking at
gotta
these
get you.
older pictures of her. She was goddamn beautiful.
We have to get you a fine 67-year-old woman. I think that's what's gonna do it for you. That's what's gonna make you go, you know what? I found her. I'm done. 67. That's the magic number for you.
Yeah, only if I'm 82.
Is that still considered finding a younger woman if you're 82 and she's 67? Like, I found me a younger woman. Got me a young girl. She's 67.
Yeah. Her hips still work. She been using Dr. V or the V Doctor products.
Right. She still got her teeth. So got her original teeth.
Oh boy. Speaking of somebody who looks 82, Callista Flockhart turned 56.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, kinda.
No, he ain't.
I'm not gonna front. I used to watch that Ally McBeal back in the day.
Did
That shit
you?
used to be funny as hell.
I don't
Yeah, Ally McBeal was funny.
That was with the dancing baby? Was that the show?
Yep.
Okay. I
Yep.
I remember watching it. I just don't remember the show other than the dancing baby.
It was probably one of the biggest hits Fox has ever had.
Other than the black shows.
And she's married to Harrison Ford. I did not know that.
Okay. Good for her. And him.
Right.
Be-
Leo DiCaprio turned 46. Tevin Campbell turned 44. He's always going to be a 15-year-old kid to me. Right? Like he could be 93 and I'm always going to see him in my head as that little kid.
He still got that same voice though. Like he's always had a powerful singing voice. He still got it. He did something on like
I think he's still performing.
Okay. I saw him do something on social media some time ago where it looked like the song, I think the music for Can We Talk played. He actually performed the song, but what I thought was interesting, it seemed that he walked into the room or walked out of a closet, and I was just like, that visual, we don't need to. If that's a statement that you're making there, brother, and the song is Can We Talk? I got that message loud and clear. We knew this before. We ain't got to talk about it. We already knew. But yeah, shout out to Tevin Campbell.
From RuPaul to Tevin Campbell.
I got somebody I want to shout. Real quick. And we could put a clip of the video somewhere in the link or something like that so you can see it but I want you to hear this. It's the son of Tom Hanks, Chet Hanks, after the election, he made a statement. Okay. He made a statement about the outgoing administration, and again, softened the approach of how we should treat the outgoing president. And I just want to. Oh, I still got music playing. Hang on. Thank you. All right. So here is Chet Hanks.
Guys, I just want to say that, like now that Trump's leaving office, I think it's important to remember that he was the president, so we should show some respect. Pussy clot. Fuck them, Ross. Donald no one around but big boss man Biden. Fuck them, Ross. Pussy clot, boy. Go suck on a mother.
And I endorse that message. I second that. I think Tom Hanks, you have done the world a service by raising your son the right way, and he's become a yardman. So,
right, I'm like, I didn't know that Tom Hanks had sex with a Jamaican woman and birthed a multi or biracial white Jamaican child.
No, I don't think.
But no, I'm looking at the picture. That is certainly not the case.
It's very, very much a young white boy. But hey, I respect the message. Yup, absolutely. Suck on their mother.
Suck on their mother.
Oh man,
is he a producer? He's a music producer.
I'm not sure what it is he does. I know he's taken a liking to patois. So
he is certainly not the squeaky clean image of his father. He's got like body tats and pictures on him on Instagram with motorcycles and guns and
yeah.
Wait, what is this? Hold on. Is he married to a black woman? Looks like he has a biracial child.
That may be some of the inspiration. Yeah, no, yes.
Yeah, I told you earlier. So everybody before the show, T and I, we usually will talk, hey, we're going to talk about this. We might talk about that. And I mentioned that I just enjoy doing research. I will find one little thing and I will fall into a deep rabbit hole. Him doing that accent, it just got me. So I'm now looking for a picture of him and his wife, or his baby mama. Boy. Boy. You've got to be kidding. This can't be true. All right, so I'm going to show this picture. I don't know the validity, because I'm just pulling it off the internet and I haven't had it. I haven't had a chance to do the due diligence, but a quick internet search of Chet Hanks's baby mama has revealed this young lady.
That's an off day for that sister. God, no, I'm not even, nope.
Oh God!
I don't know. I got.
All right, so let's take that down. Perhaps it was an off day.
Off day. I mean, it could happen to anybody. You could have a, Chris Rock Pookie moment at any point in your life. We've all had them. So let's see. I don't know.
Tiffany Miles. Let's search Miss Tiffany Miles.
We're going to leave this alone, Mike.
Boy.
No, I'm not going there with you today. No.
Nope. Nope. I will not put this down.
No. It was such a great.
All right.
Oh, boy. Here
So-
we go. Oh, God.
She was having an off day.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh, boy.
That is a much better representation.
Yeah. There we go. All right. See, now she knew she was taking the picture.
And
Other picture, she might have been, taking the trash out with the kid or, grab, who knows what was happening or,
because I'm looking at this picture, she has a great smile. She is not over the top makeup. Her hair is done. It looks like her natural hair. That's a much better representation.
Yes. Oh.
Now, let it not be lost on us how absolutely cute and adorable that baby is.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Just want to pinch her face.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute.
All right.
God, I see pictures like that and I think, I want another one. And then I think about the money and I say, no, I don't want another one.
Foul.
Omarion from B2K turned 36 last week. Sammy Sosa turned 52. Tanya Harding. You remember Tanya Harding?
Oh, was she responsible for breaking somebody's ankles or kneecaps? Was that her?
Her husband took a pipe to Nancy Kerrigan's knee.
There it is.
Nancy Kerrigan, they were both competing to be put into the Olympics. Nancy Kerrigan was a little bit ahead of her. Husband took a pipe to her knee. Jeez.
I said that figure skating is gangster. Who'd have thunk it? Got some gangsters in figure skating.
Right.
For some reason,
Ryan Gosling turned 40.
I can say for some reason, I remember that story alongside the Joey Buttafuoco story. Do you remember Joey Buttafuoco?
It might have been around the same time.
Joey, for those who are watching, they may be too young to remember this. Joey Buttafuoco was having an affair with a young girl. And that young girl took it upon herself to go to Buttafuoco's home, ring the doorbell, and shoot his wife. I don't think she didn't die, but I forget, and I can't remember the girl that actually did it. But was it Amy Fisher?
Yes, sir. It was Amy Fisher.
Yeah, and so in that sense. I'd like to throw back a joke that I heard from Dr. Dre and Ed Lover on the airwaves here in New York City back then. And it went like this. Play along. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Amy.
Amy
Wow.
who?
Again, I didn't make up this joke. That came from Dr. Dre and Ed Lover when they did mornings here in New York City.
Oh.
Terrible. These are terrible jokes.
I didn't know he went to jail.
Huh?
He pleaded guilty to one count of statutory rape and served 4 months in jail.
Only 4 months? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Wow. And I know Amy Fisher, she went up for, I believe she went up for a while too, but yeah. Joey Buttafuoco.
Oh boy. Initially charged with first-degree attempted murder, she eventually pleaded guilty to first-degree aggravated assault and served 7 years in prison. Paroled in 1999, Fisher became a writer, a webcam model, and a pornographic actress.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she seems like one that would benefit from V Honey. I'm sure she would be one of, she could probably benefit from, because that line of work has to be hard. You know what I found? You know what I found? Because I've met some. That's her. Okay.
Yep.
I met some porn actors and actresses, and not all, but my experience, some of them were not very bright. Some of them not the kind of people that you could have a productive political or intellectual conversation. Not all. I'm just saying some of the ones that I've encountered, and I won't say any names of the folks that, it's just interesting.
Is it bad that when you say they're not very bright, the first thing that pops into my head is, ooh, let's get them on the show?
Yeah, that's because, what their line of work entails doesn't necessarily take a whole lot of brain power, I suppose. Listen.
And power, sure.
Yeah.
Vag tightening cream, of course.
Endurance, I suppose. The ability to take a pounding or give one under hot lights and to perform at the drop of a action. Cut, do it again. And
don't mind if I do.
Right. And for some of the women to not to be allergic to projectiles to their face, it just doesn't, All right. This was we had such a great episode today. I'm gonna quit while we're ahead. Listen, folks. We appreciate everyone watching and listening and sharing and commenting on the content. And we are looking forward to doing more. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, please make sure you subscribe and tell a friend. If it's your first time listening and you have subscribed, shoot us a comment, a DM, and we will get you. I just had it. I used it as a napkin. Oh, a nut gator.
Which also doubles as a napkin.
As a napkin. Or if you need something, if you're a porn actress and you need something to clean up with afterwards, this could probably... Okay. I'll leave it there. Your imagination, it's there for you to use, whatever you need it for.
I just had a mental image of the money shot and she just pulls the net gator up over her face.
Oh, man. All right. All right, folks. Again, unpopinshow.com.
We started out with vaginas and ended with facials. It's been a great show.
There you go. And that sounds like the end of a great day. Again, Unpoppin' Show on all socials. Of course, our website, unpopinshow.com. Oh, man, we appreciate y'all, man. And we'll see you next time, yo. Peace.
Peace. Need a daily dose of jokes? Like, subscribe, smash the notification button, and you'll get jokes in your inbox basically every week.
Absolutely. Because we like cats. No, that's the wrong. God damn it.